Ah, so um, I guess I'll just start talking. This is my first time ever making a video like this on YouTube. Uh, so I guess I'll just start talking. Um, yeah, so the title of my video is I was scammed by JP Chase and Investex Credit Union. Um, yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. uh, so I wanted to kind of share my story so that I could get the word out and help whoever um, might be a victim of this. Uh, so I'm just going to talk about it. Um, well, starting out probably about 3 years ago, I was looking into making some investment on trading platforms, trying to invest money for interest in return. Um, ran across a guy named Khalid Yasser. If you see him or if anybody sees him on Facebook or any type of social media, stay away from him. Don't believe anything he says. He's a fake. He's a fraud, and he will try to manipulate you. He's a very smart guy. Um, I tried to identify whether or not he was scamming me or not, and he has enough information to make you believe that that he's legit. Um, so if you see him, Khalid Yasser, and when I get more familiar with these videos, I might go ahead and put him on the stream. His picture, show you guys what he looks like. I don't know if it's really him or if he changes his pictures or his profiles, but he seemed to be pretty legit. When I would follow him on Facebook, he was always posting pictures, um, going live on Facebook of very um, very how do you say, um, very elegant places, high priced malls, and anyway, get to the story. So uh, I just liked him on Facebook as a friend. He asked me to be a friend, so I liked him. We had common interests, investing and uh, getting involved in digital assets. So I liked him, became a friend, and he's a very nice guy. Um, he he would always ask me. He's very very patient. Like I said, we had a relationship. We had a friendly relationship for 3 years. Very knowledgeable about the banking industry. He informed me he had 533 Bitcoin, and that if I was interested, he could show me how to get Bitcoin and invest and make more money. And I really didn't believe it, so I was kind of hesitant. He asked me to invest on a trading platform. He sent me the trading platform. I looked at it. Um, I was still skeptical about the trading platform. I told him I was skeptical about the trading platform. And so he tells me, well, how about I send you a check? I'll send you a check, you cash it, and you invest the money on there, and you'll see the interest, you'll see everything on the platform. And so I said, okay. So he sends me the check from the company, and I believe I went to Investex Credit Union first, deposited the check, I got the receipt, and the receipt says that the money wouldn't be available for 5 to 7 business days. So I waited 5 to 7 business days. The check clears, and I informed him. I said, "Hey, man, your check cleared. It's legit." In fact, I even went up to the bank and met with the bankers. Talked to a lady, and I asked her specifically. I said, because the money was showing that it's cleared in my account. The actual balance was in my account. And so I asked her, I said, "Is this money in my account?" And she looked at me, she says, "Yes, sir. Yeah, it's in your account." I said, "Are you sure?" Because this check was sent to me from a man who I'm doing a business deal with, and I want to make sure that this money is in my account before I take it out. And she says, "Yeah, the money's there." I said, "Okay." So I called the guy. I said, "Hey, bud," and I said, "Yeah, the money's legit. What do you want me to do?" And he says, "Okay, go buy Bitcoin." And I said, "You want me to buy Bitcoin?" I said, "I thought you wanted me to invest in your trading platform." He was like, "Yeah, but go buy Bitcoin." So he said, "Go to an ATM." So I went to the ATM. He says, "I want you to put the money. I want you to buy Bitcoin with the money I sent you." So I go to the ATM and I tried to buy Bitcoin. Well, on the ATM machine, when he's showing me, and the Bitcoin machine is really kind of sophisticated. You have to scan your driver's license, put in your phone number, social security. Um, but he walked me through that, and so I did it. And at the end of it, it gives a note, and it says, "Your Bitcoin will not be available for 5 to 7 business days." So I'm telling him on the phone. I said, "Hey, man," I said, I'm at the last step. I'm about to purchase the Bitcoin. It says that the Bitcoin's not going to be available for 5 to 7 business days." And at that point, he says, "Exactly, bro." He says, "Do you see what I'm showing you?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What am I showing you?" He says, "Well, right now," he says, "Bitcoin price is going up. It's a good time to buy, right?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "But by the time it settles, by the time the money's available for that machine," um, he says, "Bitcoin might crash." He says, so uh, you see, that's not a good thing, right? You got to wait 5 to 7 days. It might crash, and then or um, it's crashing, and you buy it, and then all of a sudden it goes up and then down, and you have to wait. You can't do anything with it. And I said, okay. I said, "I got you. I understand." And I said, "Well, what do you want me to do with your money?" He says, "Well, hey, can you wire it to me so that I can get my money back faster? I just wanted to show you that." And so, me trusting the banks and everything, I went to the bank and I wired the money to an address that he gave me. And again, I asked the banks, before I wired that money, this money is in my account. It's cleared. It's good. And the teller lady says, "Yeah, yep, it's good." And I said, "Okay." And around this time, I had just sold our house. I sold my house, and it was a big accomplishment. And they were offering me all kind of credit offers from Chase Bank and Investex Credit Union, and so I was getting a lot of praise for doing that. And yeah, so that's when everything kind of fell apart, um, because a month later, after that event where I wired that money out, um, I logged into my account. And see, a lot of people think that digital assets are different from the banking industry right now. No, I say BS. It's all digital. So with this new quantum financial system that we're moving into, with digital assets, everything is digital, and it's digital now. And if you don't believe me, get involved with one of these guys that convince you to invest on a trading platform, and do what I did, and see if your money doesn't get wiped out. Like, you will literally log into your account, and you'll see the money in your account, and then the next day, you will see the money subtracted from your account. Um, where I was foolish and naive at is because he was telling me that he was needing the money back ASAP, and I trusted this guy. I wired his money back to him, and right, I've had to contact police and report it to cybersecurity. They'll look into it, but the problem is they move their wallet addresses so fast you can't really track them. And with wired money, um, it they could um, close their account, and you won't be able to get the money, and you can't track them because they're using fake IDs and all this riffraff. So it takes forever. Oh, excuse me, my phone's going off. Um, so yeah, um, yeah. So I contacted the guy, and um, he's telling me he doesn't know what I'm talking about. Uh, that the money's good and da da da. And I cut communication off with him completely. I wasn't going to deal with him anymore. Um, but I just wanted to make people aware of this because I went to the bank and I talked to the manager. Um, as a matter of fact, I went to Chase and I went to Investex Credit Union, um, and I told them what had happened, and they both just gave me like negative attitudes, like it's my responsibility to know what's going on. Um, you know, they just do the processing. Um, yeah, they just give you a real negative attitude. It's in fact the lady from, I guess, the criminal division. She came out from the back of the bank, and she tells me, the check wasn't good, and it came back, and I'm responsible for it. I had told her because the teller that told me the money was in my account was sitting right next to me, while I'm talking to her, and I said, "Ma'am," I said, "there's the lady right there." I said, she said the money was in my account." She says, "No, sir. No, sir. You have to take accountability for this. We didn't do this. You did this." Um, so, I contacted lawyers. One lawyer offered to serve me and um, to take my case. He sent me a letter, and he said that it's a deceptive trade act by the banks. And after I did some research on it, because the thing about it was I would do research on people sending you checks, and is it illegal? I couldn't find anything. I found no research on anything about scammers, um, asking you to wire money and you won't get the money back. Um, so I did the research on that, and nothing came back. When I did find out about it was when I received the letter, or in my account, I seen on my account where it said fictitious check. And I said, fictitious check. So I Googled it. And as soon as I Googled fictitious check, which I never heard in my life, um, it all popped up. So, um, and I explained this to one of the guys at the bank who was trying to explain everything to me. Um, I said, there's a simple solution to this, because when you research it, there's millions of people getting scammed like this. Um, you know, Wanting to take an opportunity of something that looks good, and they end up losing a lot of money, uh, which I lost. And there there's a lot of people out there that are being taken advantage of like this. The problem that I have is that the banks are allowing this to take place. Like I told the guy, I said, all it takes is a sign that says, be careful of fictitious checks. Um, when I went to go wire the money, or even when the money cleared in my account, all it would have taken was an agent to take 1 to 5 minutes to say, hey, just be careful of fictitious checks. We see that this money was a check sent to you. Uh, you know, it's not cleared. It's government policy forced by the government to make the banks clear your check within 5 to 7 business days, but your money is actually not cleared. Um, it could take up to a month or 2 months. Something that simple, 5 minutes, right? And so the more I was researching this, I found out that this activity actually supports terrorism, which I was unaware of also. Um, you know, Banks could stop this. I'm here to tell you, banks could stop this easily. And this is a big problem in the world. This is a big problem. There's people overseas that are convincing people to invest with them. Um, the trading platform. See, I was so skeptical about this trading platform that I I was looking up the website that he gave me. The website was Asset Well Limited, and um, Asset Well Limited. When I Googled it, it didn't have any reviews by the Better Business Bureau or anything. Um, and I actually Googled Asset Well Limited, and it came up. A website said Asset Well, and there was reviews saying that it's a scam. Don't fall for it. I called the guy. I said, "Hey, this is Asset Well. It's a scam." And he says, "Asset Well." He says, "Bro," he says, "this is not a scam." He says, "I'm an affiliate with the company." He said, "I'm telling you, it's not a scam." He says, "You could contact people on the site, and they will tell you." And I contacted the site, and they told me. Um, and I said, "Well, it's saying on the internet right here that Asset Well is a scam." And he says, "Asset Well? What do you mean?" I said, "It's saying Asset Well." And he says, "Man, we're Asset Well Limited." He says, "We're not Asset Well." He says, "This is a company in London that's opening up, and we're trying to venture out." Um, so the old saying, you never know until you take action. You got to take action. If you don't take action, uh, it's just a thought. All a thought is, it's just a thought without action being taken, right? You hear all these motivational speeches about take action, take action. So after 3 years, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna invest, right? So I invested. Um, some money into Asset Well Limited. It wasn't a lot, but it was, it's a couple thousand. Um, After and I log in, I could see my money growing, and it was growing, not a lot, but it was growing. Um, and after some time had passed, I said, let me see if I could take my money out. So I went to go try to take the money out, and it wouldn't let me. So I contacted my friend who I've been talking to for 3 years, and um, he says, "What's up, bro?" I said, "Hey, man, just letting you know, I try to take some money out of my account, and it's not letting me. It's been 3 days, and my money hasn't come out." And he says, "Oh man," he goes, "I'm sorry, bro. I can't." He goes, "I forgot to tell you, you invested in a ROI, a return of interest." And he says, "And basically, you can't take your money out at least for a year. You have to wait a year." And he says, "Man, in fact," he says, "if you want to make more interest on your returns," he says, "man, you need to be putting more money in." He says, "Because you're in the smallest pool right now." Um, so I was, in my mind, I was like, "No, I'm not putting in any more money um, until I know for sure that I'm able to pull my money out." Um, so anyway, we would talk and talk and talk, and he would flash these videos of him buying all kinds of stuff and um, eating at fancy restaurants, and I just all fell apart one day. It's really a big shock when you go to your bank account and you check your balance, and all of a sudden there's this negative, this big negative, and no, I think um, what was even worse was I think they locked my account up. Like I couldn't even log in. I called the bank and I'm like, "What's going on?" They're like, "We need to see you immediately." So when I go up there, the lady, like I said, she's coming from the back, and she says, "These checks are fictitious." And I'm like, "What do you mean? You cleared the checks?" And you know, I was like, with these two banks, it was literally like, "Hey, Mr. Kyle, how are you doing?" And good to see you. Hey, do you want a credit card for like a $200,000 limit? We can make it possible, and you get the lowest interest rates and all this. It really makes you feel good. And then something like this happens to you, and you go up there to try to straighten it out, and they're like, nope. What do you need to take responsibility for this? No, this is your fault. The personalities with the bank system just like changed. Like now all of a sudden I'm like, wait, who are these people? Because just a minute ago it was, "Hi, Mr. Kyle, how are you doing? We have so many offers for you." To, "Hey, we took your money and there's nothing you can do about it, and you're responsible for this, even though our employees told you that your money was there, and you went and wired out this money and invested in this platform. This is all your responsibility." um, and which is fine. I take responsibility for sending the money to the trading platform. Not a big deal, um, because I took that chance. But you know, for my bank account to say, "Hey, the money's here. It's yours. You waited 5 to 7 business days for the money to clear, and it cleared, and it's in your account." Um, for that to happen, and then all of a sudden wake up one day and go and check your account, and then the money's just being subtracted digitally, digitally subtracted off of your account, and there's nothing you can do. Yeah, not a good feeling. Not a good feeling at all. So I wanted to put this video out here to make people aware of this, what's going on, to try to stop this. I feel like Yeah, I was taken advantage of. I was scammed. I was left unprotected by the banks. Um, you know, I feel like if I could make this video and somebody can watch it and they can know now, hey, even though I cash a check, it's not cleared. Um, I could help somebody, and that's really my only goal of coming on here, is just to try to help somebody, not be taken advantage of like me, and not, unknowingly supporting um, uh, terrorism, drug trafficking, or whatever they're using the money for. Like I said, this guy was the nicest guy. Would talk to my daughter on the phone. Would tell me all the stuff that he wants me to come out to Dubai, and he wanted to show me so much stuff, um, and it was all a lie. Just bad business, and you try to protect yourself. You know, I can remember in the first stages of us talking, he was wanting me to invest money into the trading platform. And I told him, I said, hey, I said, if you want me to invest, I said, just send me one Bitcoin. Show me that you're legit. Send me a Bitcoin, and I'll send you your Bitcoin back. And he was like, no, I can't do that. And so we kind of went back and forth uh, for like a year. But he maintained his composure, and then finally, I let my guard down. I invested $5,000 into his trading platform, um, and they wiped it clean. Um, Not a lot of money, like I said. 5,000 wasn't a big deal, um, but the bank, the check, um, the check that came through, that was more. That was a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest. That was a lot of money that the guy sent to me. And the funny thing is I was doing an address change after all this had happened, and the I called the bank, and I asked them. I said I need to get a debit card. So they give me the debit card, and I go to, I can't remember if it was, I think I went to go change my PIN. I went to get my PIN entered, and the lady says, I called and I said, well, it's not letting me enter my PIN. And she says, oh no, it's not gonna let you enter your PIN, because you just recently changed your address. So when you change your address, you have to wait 30 business days. And this, sir, this is for your protection. And when I heard that, um, I really just got aggravated, and I was mad. And I told the lady, I said, really? I said, this is for my protection? And she says, oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is for your protection. Trust me, we take your safety and security serious. And I said, that's funny. I said, because I was involved in a business transaction, um, and where a guy sent me a check because I was trying to invest in his company, and the check cleared in my account, and you guys told me the money was there. And then a month later, a month and a half later, actually, you came and wiped the money out of my account. I said, where was my protection then? Where was my safety? I said, because I have the receipt where it says wait 5 business days, and I waited 5 business days before I cashed that check, or before I sent the money. Where was my protection? The lady was just kind of stunned, and she says, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. And I was, you know, we'll give you your money back. It was our fault. That would have been nice. But of course, they're not going to take responsibility for it. I contacted cybersecurity. Um, I contacted everybody. I was even at the point to where I was gonna retain a lawyer. The lawyer that I was talking about, who said that it's a deceptive trade practice. Um, I was gonna retain him, but then I started thinking about it, and I said, "Wait a minute. He wants $2,500 to represent me for 10 cases, um, 10, 10 court hearings." And I talked to the receptionist, and I said, "Okay, so he's saying that I have a good case. If we go 10 sessions and we get no results with the banks, um, then what?" And she says, "Well, then you have to pay another $2,500 for 10 more sessions, and you'll continue to retain him." And so I started thinking about it, and the wheels started turning in my head, and I said, the banks are the people with all the money. So if the bank wanted to, the bank they could just drag the case off for like years. They could just hold the money up forever. It would cost me more money to go to the courts to pay the lawyer than it would to get my money back. So it's a no-win situation. Um, but again, my goal here, if anybody's paying attention to this, anybody's watching, um, just be aware of what the banks are doing. Um, I've been investing in a digital asset called XRP. It's made by Ripple. It's a digital asset. It's used for cross-border payments, uh, and I think in the future, it's going to be used by all um, big retail investors or um, big institutions such as Amazon or Walmart, because the payment is instant. It happens in 3 seconds. There's nothing in the background to be settled. Um, you know, so I'm I'm betting on XRP. Hopefully, I can recover the large amount of money that I lost. Uh, investing in this digital asset where I don't have to worry about months later after they've cleared everything and said that the money's good, them coming and wiping my account out. At least with digital assets, I don't have to worry about the banks lying to me and deceiving me. And again, the banks, it's digital. It's digital, people. You log on to your account, it's digital. You just see numbers that are digital in your account, and is easy as it was to adjust that day, yeah, they can wipe it out seconds. You you might see $150,000 in your account one day, and the next day you could see zero, or even worse, you could see negative. Um, but yeah, this guy took a lot of money. Took a lot of money from me. I should have been smarter. Um, could have been, I guess, more vocal on my attentions. I wish I would have been more knowledgeable about fictitious check. If I would have known that word, fictitious check, more stuff would have came up when I was researching, and I would have stayed as far away from this guy as I could. Um, I said this guy made me. He had me trusting him. Um, he even cried to me one day on the phone about how hard he was working, about how much they wanted, this new platform to work, and um, yeah. So that's my story. I think I saw one person on here pop up and then left. Um, hey, y'all watch this video and go back. give me nasty ratings. I don't call or care. Call me a dumbass. But if you don't know about it, well, now you know about it. I'm just trying to save people. Lost a lot of money, and I'm just trying to save people from going through the humiliation, pain, and agony that I went through with this whole ordeal. Um, anyway, that's my story. I hope somebody gets some value out of this, learns, and it prevents them from happening. Y'all have a good day. I'm out of here.